Well, greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. I want to thank everybody for the cool comments that you left on my last video. I know I share a lot, and people probably wonder, well, why does he tell all that personal shit? I mean, quite frankly, you know, it's my experience that everybody has their own trials and tribulations, and you know, it's just like evaluating a shooting that's gone bad. Even though the good guy dies, as I've said before, the gift that they give us all is a chance to really examine their actions and take away lessons that may help us in the future. And I look at that as the same, you know, the same concept with sharing my life story. It's not to get, oh, here comes a train, it's going to be a loud one. It's not to evoke sympathy or anything like that. You know, I mean, we all have our challenges. So, that being said, just before I left the house, I got a call from the hospital where my mother is at. And I just got this weird feeling, so we'll see. Maybe it's nothing. But usually, let me put it this way, I just have that weird psychic feeling. That's why I took a walk before I called the hospital. You know, I told you she doesn't have much longer to live, so maybe this is the day. And, you know, people are like, God, you're going to feel sad? She was a bitch. One thing I've learned is no matter how fucked up your mother is, you still love her. It's weird. So today's topic is going to be, there was a lady that talked, you know, this is going to have to do with prepping. And there was a lady on the channel, and she was, you know, on the north side of middle age, and, you know, she had indicated that she doesn't have any like-minded people around her in terms of prepping. And she said she lives in an apartment, and that's automatically, that's a scary thought in a real major shit hit the fan scenario. But oddly, she said that her doors open outward in the apartment. I've never heard of that. Jesus Christ, I got this weird pain going down my neck. I hope I ain't having a stroke or heart attack. Ugh. Just kidding. But yeah, I've never heard of doors opening outward. I wonder what country you live in. If you could let us know. Maybe that's something they do in Canada or something. I don't know. But here's the thing, man. You know, if you live in an apartment building, and lots of us do, the challenges are much greater than if you know, obviously, than if you live in a house that's, you know, off the main road. You know, so in a situation where somebody is alone, they have nobody to back them up, and I would recommend that you don't bug out. If you got nowhere to go, you don't want to bug out. You know, I think they mentioned the national forest or state-owned land is near where she's at. That's good for a temporary fix, but you know, let's be honest here. The average Joe or Joan is not cut out for just heading into the forest. I know a lot about survival, I think, but if I just walked into the forest and decided to make it my home, that could have a bad ending. You know? I mean, because it's one thing to think about it, and it's another thing to be freezing your ass off, starving to death with no water. So try to stay realistic and not get into the romance of bugging out into the forest and living like Tarzan. You got to really know what you're doing to pull that off. So in her case, and by all means, guys, help me give her some advice. I'm no expert, far from it. I would say, think about bugging in and think about prepping right now for that scenario. You gotta get your shit together and not let people, you know, apartments are transient. People come and go, and you can end up with real assholes living next to you. And real assholes keep their eyes open for opportunity. They're opportunists, so they want to know who's got what. So it's like if you got a real asshole neighbor, some parolee dude that's just a thug, you don't want him to be watching as they deliver your gun safe kind of thing. You know, that kind of shit can have deadly consequences. So you need to start packing away survivable related items. One thing I think everybody should have, and I mentioned this when I bought mine for my family, are these, they're called life straws. If you don't have one now, get on the internet and get one right now. I mean, pause the video and go get one for each member of the family. These things are so awesome that you could stick them into a shit-filled toilet bowl and drink water and it'd be pure. Much purer than what comes out of your sink. And there's actually YouTube videos where guys do that. I wouldn't do it, but they proved a point. These things are unbelievable and they're not that expensive. Life straw. Looked into it. Because here's the deal. If you don't have water, you don't have life. Water is your number one concern. Food is your next, and security. Now, the other thing is medications, and I have made a video about this long ago. It's on this channel somewhere. I know with like over 400 and something videos, it's hard to find them, but you can do a search on my channel, and any video that has to do with that search word will pop up. But medications. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. I'm always on the lookout for arrowheads. Medications, in some cases, are going to be the defining factor as to who lives and who doesn't. Now, in a total meltdown, where society has completely melted down, you know, if you're on insulin, you have certain medications that need refrigeration, and the power grid goes down for whatever reason. Man, I don't have the answers, but I can tell you that you need to search other videos on YouTube. Just put the search word in prepping or medications in prepping. There are nurses, registered nurses that make videos and give great advice in areas that I know nothing about. There's people on my channel, Frugal Pepper. Get the goddamn dick out of my mouth. Frugal Prepper. You know, he's a guy that is really, really experienced at prepping on a low budget. He's got a lot to offer. Frugal Prepper. Fucker. Change your name, Frugal. I can't say it. Frugal Prepper. Check him out. He's on this channel. And go subscribe to his channel and check out some of his videos. And there's countless videos. I told you before, Southern Prepper is a good one. There's all kinds of people out there. My channel is really more of a, like, you know, a couple of, like, we're just sitting around a campfire talking kind of channel. You know, we talk about different subjects and shit, and, you know, it should stay somewhere close to prepping and firearms, but it rarely does because we get into politics and police stuff. But, you know, that's why I say, if you want specific information about prepping, make sure you, and I'm not telling you to leave my channel, by all means, stay with me, but subscribe to some other channels that really have their shit together. You know, on medications, like in my situation, hang on a second. In my situation, you know, I take like 6 or 7 medications, and I won't be able to get those. So I've resigned myself mentally that I'm going to be in agony, and it'll be a miracle if I can walk, but I'll just have to soldier through it. You know what I'm saying? Hang on, let me let Charlie off the leash. Wait, Charlie, come on. You really going to go in that ice water? You're crazy. Yep, it is. Hang on a second. Oh, into the cold water, you crazy dog. So windy out here. I hope you guys can hear me. Oh, I see a bald eagle way up there. Here he comes. Holy shit. Look at that. I think he's got a fish. I don't think you guys can see him. He's at 12 o'clock high through the trees. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here he goes. Yeah, I love seeing eagles, man. Bet that fish wasn't too excited to see him. But, yeah, I mean, you know, if you're on medications that are not life, you know, they're not necessary for the continuance of life the size of this mushroom. I don't think that's a mushroom. I think that's a fucking alien spore. Charlie, leave the spore alone. Fucker, you're gonna grow a thumb out of your forehead. Go ahead. Yeah, so you got to just get it through your head that you're not going to have these medications. Now there are different. Oh, by the way, I got Buddy with me. Hi, Buddy. Hi, Buddy. Hi, Buddy. You know, there are different levels of shit hitting the fan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is the absolute no power, rioting all over the streets, martial law, people getting lined up and executed by FEMA. You know, that's one level. And then there's the other level where it's sort of a temporary kind of thing, and it's only affecting certain regions, and it happens to affect yours. Then, you know, you got to do what you got to do, but keep in mind that the basics. You need water, you need food, you need protection. And for those of you that live alone like this woman, don't give up the hunt to try to find like-minded people. You know, I don't recommend women, you know, meeting up with people they meet on the internet. But how about you run a search on YouTube for single women preppers? You know, I'll do that when I get home. You know, I mean, I guarantee you're going to find other people that are in the same situation, and perhaps you'll find somebody that's in your area and you can link up with them. Your safety and your survival is your responsibility. So don't give up. Don't just resign yourself to the fact that you don't have any money, you know, you're on government aid and you can't buy silver. That's bullshit. Go on eBay right now and run, you know, a search for silver Kennedy $50. There's a shitload of them. If you bought one every month, you know, in 6 months you'd have 6 coins. You're 6 coins ahead of where you were, should you end up needing them in the long run. And if nothing happens, then you got 6 silver coins that are going to go up and down in value, and it's fun collecting them. And you got something to leave your kids. And if you don't have anybody to leave it with, you can sell them just before you die and go to Vegas. Whatever. But just make sure that you don't just accept defeat. Okay, because I can tell you this, surviving, no matter what the circumstances are, is like 99.9% mental. You know, if you're a giver-upper, you're not going to last. If you're on diabetic medicine, you're on insulin, start looking for a way to get off of it. Dieting is one way. You know, if you weigh 600 pounds and you're a diabetic, that's why you're a diabetic, because you weigh 600 pounds. I'm just telling you. So lose 580 of those pounds. And just start eating better. You know, I mean, remember, shit hitting the fan is temporary. There's going to be life after that, and you want to be part of that life, don't you? I know I haven't answered any questions, but I hope I've steered you to start searching YouTube. YouTube is a gold mine. Look at this dust. What the hell is that? Why are you doing the ass dance? Arr! Okay, I'm sorry. You make fun of him and you'll get killed because he's a trained attack dog, huh, Charlie? Yes, you are. Okay, wait, let me throw a stick for the Charlinator. Hang on, Charlinator. God damn it, there's all this wood and no sticks. Hang on. Okay, so, guys on the channel, I can't thank you enough for sticking with the channel. I love your comments. That's the reason I do these videos, by the way, is to, you know, hopefully I have something to offer you, but I also love to get into little pieces of your lives, man. I'm a nosy fucker, and I love the stories you tell. I love the advice you offer. I mean, we really are like a circle of fucking like-minded people sitting around a campfire. It's cool, man. I like the channel the way it is. So, you know, you're probably not going to find a whole lot of expertise here in terms of surviving, unless I'm talking about gunfighting. But you're with a good group of people here. And on that note, the wind's kicking up, and I'm going to say, LMS Tactical, I'm out. Cue the music.